So I just sent you the questions. Did you receive, guys?
Yes.
Awesome. So we're live. Hello, YouTube. Hello, everyone. My name is Victoria. I'm a host here on TNT since 2021, I guess, and I love being here. Since I joined the platform, my English, not only my English skills, but my English confidence speaking improved a lot. So I'm very happy about my development. And I live in Florianopolis. I'm 28. In my free time, I love playing volleyball with my friends. I love board games, drinking wine, watch movies, and also taking my dog for a walk. My dog's called Lola. Alexandre, could you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, my name is Alexandre. I'm from Vitória. I'm married. I'm retired, and I have 3 kids. I have two. No, I'm married twice, but I don't have two wife. So I'm married twice. So I enjoy cooking, playing the guitar, go to the gym, to swimming, and biking, and other stuff.
Okay, amazing. Thank you, Alexandre. How about you, Andrea?
Good evening, guys. Can you hear me well? It's okay? My mic? Yeah.
Yes.
So my name is Andrea. I'm 47. I live in Guarujá. I really like drink wine as well, Vicky, because I like this cold weather. Thank God it's coming, okay? I am married. I don't have kids, don't have pets as well. I work as an administrative assistant in a Japanese restaurant, and I've been attending on Talk and Talk since October 2021. I remember that my second immersion here, I participated with you, Alexandre. I don't know if you remember. So, I have a good memory, so that's it.
You were so shy,
Yes.
uh, speechless.
Andrea was very shy. It's very nice to be here and to be the three of us here, guys, because we've been here for so long, and it's interesting to see each one of us in our development and how we improve our abilities. When I say abilities, not only the English, but our confidence to make mistakes and to share our ideas, to talk without the questions. That's the best part for me.
Yes, I agree.
Something that's happening this week. It's the cold weather began here in Santa Catarina, and there are some cities that were having snow, a little bit of snow. It's not much.
Wow.
It's snowing a little. It's funny because Brazil, we're not used to that, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Really nice. So let's begin with the questions. Number one, Andrea. Have you ever regretted staying in silent when you should have spoken up?
Yes, I think a lot. I regretted a lot because I used to be a shy person. And when we are a shy person, it's so difficult to, I don't know, to say something, to express yourself. So sometimes I avoid just to open my mouth and speak, you know, to I don't know to share my ideas because I was always thinking about the others people thoughts about myself. So for me, in that time, was better to not speak anything than try to share my ideas. And then now, when I remember that, I regret a lot because I believe that even if you are a shy person, it's really important to I don't know, to show yourself, because I don't know, everyone has different opinion, but we can respect each other. And sometimes just stay in silence to not give your opinion or to not bore at someone, it's really bad, I think.
Uh, how about you, Alexandre?
So I don't remember stay in that situation silent when I should have spoken up. I remember that I spoken to my when I was doing military service. The military leader made something that it was secret, right? He made something bad to a guy, to a soldier, but anyone could talk about this after outside the outside the room, and then someone spoke up each in the story he was working, and everyone and then each get to the military ear. Why I say to you, all of you, you shouldn't have talked about it. And then no one was how do I say saying that himself was talk to other people outside the military service, and he starts to everyone paying a lot of penalty because we were about 50 soldiers. In the middle of this 50 soldiers, there was a guy who talked outside. But someone asked me in the outside the military service, it's true that the leader made something bad, and then I say, why you know that you are not a military soldier? Someone talked to me. He said the name of this guy, and then after 3 days paying penalty, right? Everyone paying penalty. Everyone was exhausted. I went to the front and said, the guy who spoke up is Paulo. So I need to say, guys, it's hard when you are paying a lot of penalty because someone made something bad, and other people are paying the same penalty without necessity. Did you understand? Did you get the point?
It's a very tough situation that you've been through because it's very hard to speak up when somebody do something wrong and you have like to snitch the person. You have to tell, oh, he
Dedo
did
duro.
something. Yeah, but in this situation, like you said, you were all paying a penalty for something you didn't do, for something someone else did.
Yeah.
So I guess it was difficult for you to decide what to do or not to do because when it's a group of people, some people are on one side and other people are on the other side, and always something's gonna think bad about your decision. But the main point is you if you're like not happy but you're feeling lighter about your decision, you're like with your mind clear, you can sleep well because you know you did that for the good. It was not like, oh, I'm just snitching this guy because I want to tell everybody what he did. No, it was a complicated situation.
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know, I was not in that position. I've never been in that position, but I guess maybe I've done this, I would do the same thing because it's not like right. I don't believe it's just there is justice in everybody paying for what one person did. It's not
Yeah.
good.
I remember that I talked to the guy, to my colleague, the soldier, and I said to him, "Oh, it would be great if you go to the leader and say to him that you talk about the situation outside. And then he said, if you want to tell him, okay, but I will not do that. So it was 30 days after everyone paying the penalty, right? Very harsh.
Yeah, you gave the option. He didn't want to do
One,
the right.
one of the penalty that we paid that was so harsh, eu vou falar em português, ele levou a gente para um pasto e tinha um burro no pasto. E o pênalti era pegar um pelo do burro. E o
Pelo
burro
do burro
corria para
pelo
todo.
pasto?
Arrancar um cabelinho do burro.
Why?
Era pênalti, que estava forçando as pessoas a se entregar. Aí o burro corria para um lado, corria para o outro, todo mundo corria, tudo. Imagina, 50 soldados correndo atrás de um burro e o burro corria. Era loucura. Alguns pegaram, outros não. É uma coisa maluca.
Do burro, que não tinha nada a
Eu
ver com
esta-
isso.
I was exhausted to do a lot
I
of
know.
participate.
So did you get the donkeys for were you
I
able
don't
to?
remember. I don't remember. I think not. I couldn't get the
That's
hair.
very nonsense. What kind of penalty is that? But no,
Other penalty
as
was you need
always,
to
great stories, Alexandre.
Yes.
do 40, esse exercício que você fica de quatro e abaixa, levanta, esqueci o nome. Tinha que fazer 40. Aí uns caras, eu caía no décimo, outros caía no 20º, outros faziam 40.
Just
Era
like
louco.
CrossFit.
Desculpa, falando
Oh my
português.
gosh.
Just like CrossFit, people pay to do that. It's not a penalty for them.
Aham.
They have to work out really hard. It's not my thing, but some people like. But I don't enjoy that.
Yes.
But very crazy. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about sometimes we stay in silence and we pay for other people's mistake, but not only mistake, other people's lies. That's the worst part. And that's important, a hard decision that you had to speak up and do thing, the right thing as you thought was the right thing, because it's very hard to judge right or wrong, like each one is so clear. It's not, but for you was the right thing. That's the point. Um, Let me see. How do you handle awkward silences, Alexandre?
What the question?
Number 7.
How do you handle awkward silence? Awkward is something that is strange, right?
Yeah, it's strange, weird.
Yeah.
Those embarrassing silent moments.
So I think uh, I never I never I don't remember I did or I saw awkward silence. Awkward silence. People are whistling, singing, and without put the headphone, right? Is that?
It's like when you're in a table with someone, you're with somebody you know or you don't know, and you have nothing to talk about, and there's that awkward silence, that weird situation. Sometimes you have nothing common in the person, but for example, you went out with your wife and she brought a friend, and your wife left for to go to the bathroom, and there's her friend and you in the table, and there's an awkward silence. What
And
do
then
you How do you handle?
you don't have anything to say. It's hard.
It?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's hard. I guess I face some situation like that to stay with a strange person and have not to say how about the weather or are you married? Something like that. But I prefer continue in silence until other people stay with.
Yeah, I understand you. For me, there's different situations. If I'm not in a good mood or if I'm not willing to talk with the person, I just let it roll. The awkward silence. I know it's awkward, and I let it roll. But if I want to be nice, or if the person is nice and I'm trying to break the ice, I tend to ask about something about the person. So this way, I ask one thing and I let the person talk, and the person does the talking, and I just listen and move with the conversation with what the person said. So it's easier for me because I can't talk too much, like inventing some conversation in my head and talking nonstop for 5 minutes. I just make a personal question, depending, or a question about the person's life, and I just let the person talk. So for me, I can rest, I can breathe, and the third person maybe will will come here sooner as possible.
Yeah, we live in a building where there is a couple, and the man is have is uh, this illness that a lot of kids have now. All the time quiet. He don't like to talk, right? Autista. Ele é autista. He's autista. And when we are together, sometimes I feel like that. My wife and his wife go to a different place, and then we stay together, but we don't have nothing to say. It's hard.
It's not easy. How do you deal, Andrea? What do you do? Help us.
Yes,
We need help.
yes. I think it's really difficult as well, but I am a little like you, Vicky. For me, it's possible to stay, for example, the entire day without talk. If I am not in a good mood, I will be like that. It's not a problem. And sometimes, depending on the situation and depending on the person, I will say, "Oh, the weather is good today, ask something
However.
related to the weather. I think to break the ice, I like to do it. And then start a conversation. But depending on the person, depending on the situation, depending, I can be in silence as well, it's not a problem for me. But I know, I admit that it's really weird, to stay in a situation like that. It's really bad, I think.
So do you think staying in silence is more comforting or uncomfortable for you?
I sometimes it's comfortable. Sometimes it's comfortable. If it's not important happen, around me, if the person is just sitting waiting for something, I will be in silence as well, do the things that I am doing, and okay, forget about the person, If it's not, it's possible to start a
But it is
conversation.
hard when you are sitting the same table, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In this
eating
case,
a
yeah.
pizza or something delicious, and then the conversation stopped, and we face the challenge is silent. Why anyone are talking about something? It's very hard.
Yeah,
It
maybe
is
we
hard.
Maybe we can, I don't know, talk about the food, because we are in a table, probably eating something. So, oh, how was the food? Was good or not? We
Yeah.
need to do our jumps, guys.
It's a great strategy. I was going to say about that, like talk about the place you are, like in a bar. Oh, nice decoration, or there are nice people here. The music's so loud, stuff like that. I like this
Yeah.
song because we have to make our jumps, like Andrea said. Not easy.
Yes.
But depends a lot. For me, for example, sometimes I just love being silent with people that I love. For example, some when I lived in Guyana, I had a lot of my friends at home, and I was like, na boredom Sunday, I just text my friend to come home, and we stayed in silence, laying on the couch, just maybe watching TV or scrolling our phones, but we were in each other's company, and that was very, very nice. We were okay, just doing our own stuff. Sometimes we talked, sometimes we had nothing to talk about, because I have some friends that I talk during all day long. So when you see the friend, you have not much to talk about, but you like the person's presence. So it's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So number 8, Alexandre, when is the hardest for you to stay in silence?
So I am a very so talkative person. I enjoy have conversation with people. It doesn't matter if the woman or the man or it's the soldier or it's the policeman. I can talk to everyone easily, but I can stay in silence as well. If I notice that something is not good, or or everyone is talking about the subject that I don't like, I stay silent normally, right? It's not hard to do. Only listen people talking about something, like people enjoy talk about the work. I'm retired, so I don't like to talk about the work. And then stay silent, but not difficult for me.
Yeah, not easy. And you, Andrea, when is the hardest part to stay in silence for you?
I think when we see some kind of prejudice, people doing the wrong thing, and you can, I don't know, and maybe you need to, I don't know, expose or try to help someone. I don't like to be in silence when I saw this kind of things. Once I was in the boat because I need to cross the ocean every day, and I was in my motorcycle, just waiting. And I don't know, maybe a guy, I don't remember exactly what's happening, but a guy started talking with another girl and like arguing about something, and I just, say something. Oh, come on, you are wrong, and respect the girl. It's, you know, me intrometi. I don't know how to say that in the conversation, in the fight, but because I saw that the guy was wrong, Of course, sometimes you need to just, pay attention because nowadays it's so difficult to
Yeah.
tomar partido, We need to pay attention on it. But in this case, that was a girl in trouble. I needed to help, So it's really hard when I see this kind of things.
I feel that it's a very tough situation, especially as a woman seeing another woman in that situation. I've seen some stuff, it's not easy, but and that's it. For me, the most difficult part to stay in silence is when I see something very unjust that I see, and like it's not my actually place, it's not my conversation, it's not my business, but I see something very awful happening. So it's very tough to see and to understand if we can get in that situation, because most of the time it's not our business, we can't.
Yeah.
But when it comes to violence or something like that, that's our point to speak up and wait, this cannot happen. But sometimes the hardest part for me to stay silent is when I'm with my whole family, all my relatives, or in other people's houses, and kind of a conversation begins, and that I don't agree with that stuff, but I just stay quiet and in silence in respect of my family And in respect, I'm not at home. I'm not in my house. So they're my relatives. They're older than me. I love them. I respect them. I don't agree with them. So I say, okay, I disagree about everything, but that's not the point. My point here is not to show my opinion about everything. Just let them show their opinion. They're not changing their mind. If I speak up, they're not changing their mind. Maybe it's gonna be a bad mood if I speak up and we start to disagree. So I try to stay in silence. Not easy, but
Yeah.
that's the kind of situation that I try to keep my thoughts just in my mind and balance. This is not worth it to show my opinion about something. Just let them talk, and I wait in silence. Let the subject die about that something and move it to another thing that we can talk uh, in a better mood. So it's hard, especially when it comes to family.
Yeah, and when it's happening in a job environment, it's really bad as well, because sometimes we want to give your opinion, and we do your opinion, we give your opinion, and people don't pay attention or think, oh, it's not a good idea, and then you decide just to listening, okay, and observe the people just talking. And I always try to do it because when I realize that people don't like about my idea or my point of view, I prefer staying silent. But it's not good, because I am not agree, as you said, with the situation, and I need to agree because, you know, no one knows about wants to know about my idea, so it's really hard situation.
Yeah, it's hard because sometimes it's not worth the fight, the struggle, the situation, but sometimes it's important. It can
Yeah,
be difficult, but sometimes it's important. It's hard for us to understand when we should speak up and when it's better for us to stay in silence because maybe it's gonna, in work specifically, maybe it's gonna turn the situation against us and it's gonna be okay every day. Now people are gonna look at me like, oh, she said that, she think that.
yes,
Sometimes you just have to let it roll because you have to go there every day. You have to work, you have to pay your bills. So sometimes you just pretend you're not listening and put your headphones and move on. Not
yeah,
easy.
yeah, exactly.
You're muted, Alexandre.
When people are talking about politics, and you see that this person is on or extreme left or extreme right, but you don't agree with them, and then it's better to stay in silence, right?
Yeah,
Especially about that because uh, it doesn't matter which side they are. If you speak up like disagreeing, it's most probable that they're not going to change their minds. So you're gonna just talk and it's gonna be boring, uncomfortable. So
Yeah,
depending on the people, I speak up and I talk, I share my ideas, my point of view. But depending on the people I'm talking, the audience, I prefer just to stay in silence because it's not worth, uh, how can I say this? It's not worth to speak and waste my, my words because they're not going to really listen. They're going to answer, they're not
yeah.
hearing, they're answering what I said, and that's not a conversation.
Yes,
yes,
and probably they will try to change your mind, because in their point of view, you are the person that it's
It's
wrong,
wrong.
not them, it's really hard.
Yeah. And even if you don't take sides, you're wrong. You have to be on their sides. The only right side is their side. There's no
Yeah,
gray area. It's just 8 or 80. There's nothing between here. You just have to take one part, one side, and that's very crazy.
yeah, I agree.
Uh, Number 6. So great after this question. Have you ever changed your mind after truly listening to someone, Andrea?
Yes, I think when it's happened, it's really good because it means that you truly listening to someone, and people have a good we are having a good conversation that it's possible you change your mind. So, and it's happening a lot here in this conversation on Talk and Talk. I don't know if you agree with me, guys, because sometimes we are having a discussion, not a discussion, because it's not arguing. We are having a discussion and everybody, sorry?
Sorry to interrupt you. I was
Oh,
thinking out loud.
yeah,
It's because sometimes we hear discussion and people think it's arguing, even in Portuguese, because the
yeah.
word is the same. But it's like a conversation, a discussion, not fight.
Fight, exactly. So it's really good when it's happened. And for example, we as a host, it's necessary to listen, and we learn a lot when we're listening. So all the time, I think we are able to change our mind. I have my mind changer for many times, in this kind of conversation, and it's really good. Even with my family as well, because sometimes it's hard. We want to be the person that have the power, the words, but it's good, listening. And okay, you are right, Alexandre. I agree with you. It's not a problem. You change my mind. So it's not a problem to be humble, and people sometimes don't do it. I don't know why.
That's very beautiful, Andrea, because it's not only saying, okay, Alexandre, I agree with you, just to make him stop talking or, okay, shut up. Let's
Mhm.
not discuss this. No, it's really when you hit the point where you really listened to him, you understood what he said, and you thought, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could be it. Maybe I was wrong. Or maybe I wasn't wrong, but this makes more sense than I thought it did. So now I'm gonna think better about that. It's very nice because here in general, at least for me, we can say for ourselves, but at least for me, I feel that's a safe space to disagree in peace. Like,
Yes.
here I feel that we are really open to disagree and hear somebody saying something different, but it looks like outside when you're in a different group, not with your friends, with other people, you're in a different group, if you disagree about anything, people try to convince you the other way. They don't listen to you, because if you don't agree with the person, you can first you can change your mind and okay, understand, I agree. Or second, okay, I don't agree, life goes on.
Mhm.
That's the point. You
Yeah.
don't have to make everybody think like you.
Yeah, it's kind of lack of respect, when you do it because you are not the how can I express this, guys? Because I don't know how to express what I
Owner of
want
the
to
truth.
say, even yeah, exactly, Vic. Thanks so much. So, okay, listen is the other and respect the other's opinion. This is a real conversation, in my opinion.
Alexandre is
My
listening a
time.
lot. He's absorbing.
So yeah, the question 6. Have you
Yes.
ever changed your mind?
Sure.
A lot in my 72 years challenge in this world. I changed my mind a lot about people what they were saying. Sometimes I was judging a person by the face. You look for the person and you think this person is not good. And then you talk to him and say, this guy is very, very, very uh, funny to discuss, right?
Mhm.
It's happened a lot to me. But I prefer listening to talking. I mean, even though I'm very talkative, but I try to understand the point. And when I don't agree, with the point, I'd say I kind of disagree, but nothing showing that I'm angry. Like I try to show my point of view. Like, do you think the election was stolen? A lot of people say and repeat all the time that election was stolen. Like, people think that Alexandre de Moraes and PT stole the election, but I don't agree with that. So, but I don't show I'm angry. I just say, oh, I don't agree. I kind of disagree about this point, not about you, about the point. I like you. I like stay with you, but I don't agree with this point. My showing the situation in a soft way, not showing you are angry, right?
Alexandre, that's a great example because in this point specifically, you're not going to change their mind about that. But the most important part here is that if you disagree, people don't think, oh, you disagree about this point, you disagree about this idea. They think they're defying you. They think like Alexandre is defying me. He doesn't believe in me. Something with me, like it's personal, but it's not, guys. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's very hard, very hard. Let me see. Number 11, Andrea. Have you ever felt heard just by somebody's presence, even without words?
Have you ever felt heard by... Oh, let me see if I understand the question. Just a moment, Vic. Have you ever felt heard just by someone's presence? Yes, it's happened a lot with some members of my family. I don't know why. Maybe because we are so close, So sometimes just have the person in my side, it's good. We don't need to talk too much, but sometimes if I look at her or something like that, I understand, or when we are in an event, for example, or depending on the place, we don't need to talk, but we just look each other and understand the contents, it's really nice when it's happened. I don't know why. Maybe it's connection, we could say that.
Yeah, it's pretty much connection. The best part is when you just look at the person and the person look at you and you know you're thinking the same. It's awesome.
Yes.
So for me, my middle sister, she doesn't talk a lot. She's not very expressive with her words, but I feel very loved by her because every time I say something, or even if I don't say something, she's always trying to do something to make me feel better. For example, sometime I comment I needed a blender. I commented that I saw something and I needed it. A week later, she sent a blender at my house, and I was, what is that? And she, oh, you said you like it. And she doesn't say anything and just vanish. Or sometimes when I'm in Goiânia, she lives there, we go together to, she takes me to the soccer games, she takes me to go out with her friends because she wants my company, or sometimes she sees I'm just sad, I'm feeling down, and she just takes me to places and do something, and we play games to make me feel better. And it's very nice because she doesn't talk. She's not like the words person. So she do that stuff and I know that she's listening to me, but it's the way she shows. My older sister, for example, she talks a lot, she hugs and she kisses me, and she likes to say, oh, I love you, I miss you. And it's very different kind of love. Some people, they don't talk, and some people, they use more words. So it's important for us to understand maybe sometimes we don't feel listened, or and maybe sometimes it's just the way that people show their love. It's different.
Yeah, really interesting because I am a only child and I would like to have a brother, not a sister. I don't know why, guys. I prefer a brother. And I don't know about this connection about siblings, you know, and I think it's really interesting because maybe I would be a person like your sister that don't speak too much, you know, but just show my love through the things, you know, the action. So maybe I would be this person. I think I am more like that.
Yeah, and it's very nice because we had the most amazing trips together. We traveled a lot together. We were in the best concerts together. My favorite bands, she took me to the shows of my favorite bands. And I didn't do that with my older sister who says a lot that she loves me and that kind of stuff. I know they both love me, but in such a interesting, different way they show.
Yes, really interesting.
How about you, Alexandre?
So I guess it's happened to me and my kids. My three kids, they think exactly like me. And then sometimes we are in a group, in a small group, and someone says something that we don't like, and then we look to each other, right, in the eyes, and we don't say anything, but I know exactly what they are thinking about, right? And then sometimes after the meeting, we can discuss the point. Oh, did you hear what people are saying that the table? It was terrible. But we understand when we are in a group, in a small group, we don't face people talking about something. We prefer stay in a quiet way, not for you create embarrassment in the other people, right? I don't know if I answered the question.
Yeah, sure. That was the question because you connect so deep with your kids that you don't even have to talk this stuff. You just like Andrea said, you just look at the person and you connect, like you give those eyes, like look at the situation, look what's happening, and you both understand. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a problem with not a problem. I try to administrate the problem, to handle the problem, my wife's problem, because she all the time uh, arguing with her mom or with her sister, right? Or with her brother, but they are arguing in a way that people can block each other in the Facebook or in the WhatsApp. So it's hard because family is difficult to stay in a family. We have to we need to administrate the problem, but try to give your contribution, not criticize. She criticized a lot her sister, her mom about, and then she spoke loud about that. It's not good. I'm trying to say to her, oh, speak quietly, or not speak about that, not argue about that. Leave them there, right? Not immerse yourself in the conflict, in the conflict. But every time they are have some kind of conflict with these three women, my wife, her sister, and her mom, about simple points, like imagine simple point like, your father made something that I don't agree. I start to discuss all the time. So stay quiet. Try to bring the situation down instead of put it bigger, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand, Alexandre. It's not easy because my mother is a person who speaks up about everything, like about her life, about the family's life, about my life. She has always have something to say about everything. And we used to argue a lot because she has, how can I say, strong opinions. And I disagreed a lot. And when I was a bit younger, I had a terrible relationship with her because we argued a lot. And now I learned that it doesn't matter what I'm saying, she's not going to change her mind about it. It doesn't matter about what it is, but she's not changing her mind. We're not going to find a consensus, a point where we both agree. So I learned to stay in silence. Once my grandmother told me, Victoria, silence is a gift. Sometimes your grandfather, he teases me, he makes me mad, and I pretend I don't listen. So this way I'm happy. So we don't fight. So just stay in silence. And it's so silly to say that because it's something so easy to do. But I began to do that with my mom, and now we have such a better relationship because I just stopped speaking up about the things that I disagree. Now I'm silent and I try to talk something about the things she likes, the things that I like, that I try to bring joy to the conversation without having to argue all the time. So when it comes to family, it's very hard because we love our family in general, and it's not easy to deal with that kind of opinions, but we have to deal the way that's good for the person and good for us. It doesn't matter who it is. If it's not good, it's not a good relationship. At least for me, it doesn't mean that you have to talk to the person every day and get close just because it's a relative, because it's your family. I stay close because I love my family, and I stay close until the point that makes me feel good. Like my mother, I had to learn a lot how to deal because it wasn't doing me any good. Now it is because I've learned how to deal. She's not changing, but I'm in peace. I know how to deal now. I know how to have a good relationship.
Yeah, it's really
Mm.
good. Really good tips, Vic,
A lot
because
of therapy.
yes, I struggle a lot with my mom as well, and sometimes, as you said, it's okay, just listening and okay, but sometimes we are in a mood that, you
Yeah.
know, will be like a fight, and sometimes it's happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, it happens. We do the best we can. Not
Yes,
there's no perfect world, right?
exactly.
Yeah, I
Alexandre
remember.
doesn't seem the type of guy who argues a lot, Alexandre.
No, I can argue with someone, but in a quiet way. I don't like to go on a fight, like disagree totally, uh, because I know that I learned in all my life that it's good when you talk quietly instead of talk loud, right? And I remember in my parents, my father was very, he was ignorant, stupid, but he was on the other hand, he was happy and all the time singing some songs like Amélia. Amélia is a older, acho que one of the oldest song. I remember my father was singing Amélia or the samba, and I learned with him to all the time sing something in my mind. But my mom used to complain a lot. She was all the time complain. And there was a time that I need to ask her, please stop complaining. I need to rest, to sleep. I need to study. I'm trying to study and you are complaining about the word. And then she,
And then she complains more.
sometimes she stopped it for a while. Now she died. Oh my, 20, almost 2 years died. So I I miss her and him, my father. But I compare, I start to think about them. I see my father singing Amelia. I can see him sing Amelia. And I can see my mom stop, complain. It's hard.
Yeah. It's
Nice.
never easy to deal with our parents, not only family, but parents, because the usual stuff is like parents say something and you just obey. But when we turn into adults, it's hard to deal.
Yeah.
But that's life.
Yes. We need
Guys,
to deal.
yeah, our time is up. Thank you very much for being here tonight. I love to have conversations, deep conversations with you as always. Alexandre, I'm not asking Andrea because Andrea will take the ideas for her own immersion. So if you have any idea about topic you want to talk about, just let me know. I'm going to bring it and have a great end of the week.
Luiz termina, please.
Oh, you're Flamenguista.
É.
Aqui a chave. Tira a chave da fechadura.
He's opening the door again.
Yes. It's good that he will continue in attending the immersion, right?
I love it.
Yes.
I'm
Sorry,
very
guys.
happy.
I locked the door inside, and my wife was trying to open the door.
Yeah,
No
I
problem.
get it. So I was just saying thank you for being here tonight. Our time is up and see you in the next immersion. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky.
Thank
Bye bye,
you.
Ale.